What up, guys? Welcome to the New American Dream Podcast. I'm your host, George Gibson. All right, we got another episode this week. So, before I get into the episode, check in. How are you feeling mentally, physically, financially, with your family? Me, right now, I feel like I'm really starting to understand this entrepreneur journey because, trust me, it was difficult. So, at the beginning, I didn't have a schedule, a routine. So, like, for instance, I'll wake up, think about what I need to do, just do it. Now, I'm clear, okay, from first thing first, high priority. We need to do this. But even before that, like today in the podcast, the most important part of the schedule are the things I must do every day. That's pray, be over my family. What else? I have to exercise. See, them three things are what shapes everything else. You know what I mean? Them three things shape the rest of this business, this journey we on. So focus on things you need to do every day and be precise at it. And I guarantee the other things in your life, like your business or your job, anything, it'll function a lot better. You just being mentally strong, physically strong, spiritually strong. So that's what I've been focused on lately. We are out here in the mountains right now, Tennessee mountain, and it's really made me, just get away, learn how to structure my business from remote. So a lot of times what happens is if you got rental properties and they right down the road, you end up going over there to fix the toilet, going over there to paint. But when you remove yourself from around the business, you have to build a system so that business could continue to function. And today's guest, he has a 5-team system. Like, that's it, maybe 6, but a small team, and they manage a big portfolio. So anything's possible with the right structure and the right people. So enough of me yapping. This show is a very special show. His dad was a mentor to me, not just real estate, but in life in general. I looked up to him, and I'm glad to have him on the show. This is his son, and hey, he dropped gems today, and he let us know anybody can do it if you have faith and work hard. So no further, welcome Jacob Jarman to the show. All right, today I always say special guest, but this is truly a real special guest. So welcome to the show. We got Jacob Jarman.
Hey George, glad to be here, buddy.
Yes. So I know me and you, we don't really know each other, but I knew your dad. So it's like, how they say, the seed don't fall, the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
So
today, I know he liked you, so I know you're a good man.
Yeah. So today we're gonna get your story and see, like how was your life growing up, and just see what are you doing. So to let the people know who you are and kind of what you do.
I'm Jacob Jarman. I'm a real estate investor. Many of y'all know my dad, Rick Jarman. His Instagram handle was RealEstateOldSchool. So I had, to me, the best dad and the best mentor you could have. So that's how some people might know me.
Right. Okay, so dang, this is where we start at. So let's go all the way back. Like it's always good going back and seeing how you got shaped into the person you are now. So going back, as far as like childhood, how was your life growing up, as a child?
It was good. I couldn't ask for a better mom and dad. They, always in their life, whether it be, I played a lot of sports growing up, things like that. So they were always there. And it was an interesting life because, my dad he was a home builder. So we were always moving around. It wasn't nothing for me to get home from school and have to go to another house, something like that, but it was a great childhood. I have an older sister. So, we stayed busy for sure.
I know, right? So you thought moving to different houses as a child was normal for everybody, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, it was completely normal for sure.
Yeah, but that is crazy. You come home like, oh, son, we're moving, and you like, all right, time to go.
You sometimes had to stay in boxes because we didn't know when we'd be moving.
Oh man, that's crazy. He was selling a lot of houses then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so you growing up, you say your dad's working at home. I mean, as a home builder. what type of student was you? Like, was you predicted, to be a real estate investor? What type of student were you in high school?
Well, I'd say the best or the worst. Funny thing about that, like I said, I played sports. I like going to school for socialization, getting in sports, but I did just enough to keep my grades going up, enough to play, things like that. But now my sister, she was total opposite. She was valedictorian of the high school, straight A's, things like that. But I wasn't the best, but I wasn't the worst.
Yeah, so you was right there. You wouldn't get noticed, but you also not gonna make no noise.
That's it. I like the way you put that.
Yeah. Now a lot of people, because like even right now, man, where I live at in Florida, I'm pushing the issue to put financial literacy into the school system. So a lot of things in school right now, like when I was in school, it bored me. Like science bored me, social studies kind of bored me, math I like, English I didn't like, but I knew it was important. So financial literacy is in them 4 categories,
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's definitely important, but it's some of it you use now, some of it you don't. So that's the way I put it. But I don't, I got 2 little girls.
Right.
And I want them to be the best students they can be.
Correct. Makes sense. So like as a child, like did your mom and dad talk to you about like, son, this is why we buy stock, or this is why we sell this property? Did they talk to you about like the finances and teach you?
A good bit of it. See, my mom, she was a retired school teacher, so that was one plus. But dad, being who he was in the home building, real estate industry, I was always growing up around it. So I'm seeing what he's doing, and he's saying, son, this is what you can do. If you apply yourself in this business, you can be successful in it. And by doing that, I was working at a young, early age with him. I grew up on the job sites. Me and my buddies would lay all the sod at the new houses. I was picking up trash, painting, things like that. And as I got older, I actually got on a framing crew. So I got to do a lot through that, learn a lot.
Right. So he's shaping you, around real estate. So after high school, did you go to college or did you just go straight into real estate?
I went straight into it because see, I knew that's from an early age. That's what I always wanted to do was go into business. What my dad was. So, let's see. As soon as I graduated, I went straight to work with him. We were doing remodeling. We were, doing new construction. So I did that and just I hadn't got into the real estate investing yet, but I was learning as much as I could about the new construction, remodeling, because I like the flipping part of it. We were doing that, new construction, but I still knew some point or another, I'd want to get into real estate investing like he was. So I did. I always knew that's something I wanted to do.
Right. I actually, like my dad was just like your dad. He owned real estate, you know what I mean? So I grew up around it, but he was like, no, this is hard, go to college. So I kind of went off to college, but I always had like real estate in the back. I didn't even realize it, that I knew so much about it just from growing up around it,
Sure.
So one day it finally like, ding, ding, ding. I mean, you trying to figure out all these things that's doing different businesses, you naturally know real estate,
Oh,
so
yeah.
So it's like, geez, sometimes people should just think about what they naturally was around, just naturally comprehend, and then try to, I know it don't always pays the most money, but if you're really good at it, eventually it's gonna pay off,
That's right, man. That is exactly right.
Yeah. So what was your first time investing your own money? Like how old were you? Like what type of property was it, your first deal?
Let's see, the way I got into real estate investing, let's see, I think it was 2009, so I'd have been 27, I think it was, when I'd gotten married in 07, so I'm working, doing that, running new construction. But I mean, Dad, he was in the investments, and he was, at that point in time, it was right after the recession. I mean, he was buying up property big time. He'd already had some, but he was really getting after it. And man, it was like, I told my dad, I said, I want to get in this real estate investment. I want to start buying up some rentals. So he told me, okay, son, if you do the lead work, we'll see what we can do. So, I've been seeing him, so I got on the online looking MLS, things like that, pulling stuff, going right and buy them, if I saw something. So I went to him, I had a stack about like that. And I said, here you go, Dad, I got some houses to go look at. So we jumped in the truck and we'd spend our Saturdays going looking. And then finally found that right one, and we bought it and kept on. And I've got about 20 now.
Okay.
Myself, and of course, he he done accumulated 100+ houses. So, I didn't get to quite that point, but as far as 20 goes, I was pretty excited about that. And of course, I am part owner of some of the other ones too.
Right. So no, that's crazy. So this is what I want to ask when you was talking. Since you seen because you seen from a real close view what a really good real estate investor look like. What at the end stages of his real estate journey when he's just really not buying as much, or at the end, what was his role in the real estate business? What's the most important role in a real estate team?
Yeah,
I feel like he was that person.
Yeah, sure. Well, we still manage our own stuff, so you got to have a good team. We're set up. It's of course myself, and I got a property manager who just helps me tremendously, and I got a couple guys in the field. Of course, my wife helps out when needed too. So you need a strong team that can work on the stuff when you manage your own, and then have somebody good in the office. And of course, you got to have a good accountant, things like that. So just a good team around you, and that's what I try to go by, because that's what he did.
So okay. So that goes back to kind of maybe he liked the Henry Ford. So Henry Ford, he was always if I don't know it, I got somebody who do know how to do it.
That's right.
So
that's right.
But what on that team, you got the accountant, you got the people who fix up the properties, contractors, you got the realtor, you got who go finds the deals, who negotiate the deal. What person is what role is the most important role to you in that right there out of all of them?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you the most important. They all play a big part in it. I'd say one person isn't the most important. It's just one big team, I guess you could say. They all play that important role.
Well, to me, it's the most important role in real estate is the person who can recognize a deal.
Well, I could see that, because if you ever heard my dad talk, and that's the way I keep referring back to my dad. Like I said, he was my mentor and one of the best. So he would always start with everything has to be a deal. Everything starts with a deal. So it is at the beginning of it for sure. At the deal, I like that though. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually on my first deal ever. Your dad had me buy it. I was finna my first deal was a duplex, and the realtor, I tried to buy the property, but the appraiser came back at $78,000, and I was buying it for around $100. And everybody was like, "No, don't buy it. Don't ever buy anything that appraises less than what it appraised for." But I'm like, man, cash flow $600-700. You know what I mean? That's
sure.
It's still cash flow. So I called your dad and I told him about it, and he was like, "George, I have bought a property that appraised less than it I was buying for it. If the cash flow makes sense, it's a deal. I wouldn't go way over appraised price, but if it's less than $5,000, you can't let a deal break off $5,000."
Oh yeah.
I was like, dang, you're right. So I went ahead for it. I'm like, man, I'm finna buy it. I didn't buy it at the whole 100, because actually I realized you got leverage when it appraised less than what you buying it for actually, and I didn't realize that at the time.
Yeah. His one of his sayings too was, a deal doesn't say a deal on it. You got to get out and find it, and that's what you did on that one.
Yeah, and I was about to back out, and he told me, he was like, "No, Joey, if the cash flow makes sense, it's a deal. No matter if he appraised it, that's just an opinion, personal opinion." So now I was like, "Geez, man," but yeah, he did help me with that.
Man, that's awesome.
What's something you like? This is not just real estate, but in general, you don't mind spending big money for that. You will splurge a little higher than normal.
I'm not a big spender or splurger. I have to, my biggest thing, I guess, would be houses, because I don't drive a big fancy truck or car, and we live definitely comfortable. Don't get me wrong, but I never have been a big spender, so I really don't have.
So
nothing.
all right. So do you have somebody come clean your house?
We clean ourselves. So real estate would be my biggest purchase. I don't, I got a 2016 Toyota Tundra that I bought. I bought it new. Before then, I drove a 2001 I bought right out of high school and drove it. And everybody says, "When you get a new truck?" I said, "Ain't nothing wrong with this one. It gets me where I'm going." Now I keep my wife in something nice. I mean, she's one I guess I buy for. She's
Right.
had some pretty good vehicles over time, and then we spend on the kids, but I hadn't just bought that thing. I say people buying the we call supercars, the
Right.
Lamborghinis and things like that, but I hadn't done that yet.
Nah,
How about yourself? You got anything you like?
you know what? I'm kind of like you. I'm honestly like you, but certain things um like when I travel, I want like
Yeah.
a nice place to stay. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Situations like that. Hotels, I like to stay in like I
Sure.
spend a little bit more for a hotel than normal,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but stuff like that. But far as like cars, just I can't close. But I spend to be comfortable, put it like that.
That's right. That's me. Just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Hey, with gas prices right now, we might have to start easing up on the cars, get one of them electric cars they talk about.
Man, my dad, he's addicted to gas prices because we've been traveling up and down the road. He this hot, this low. I'm like, man, to me, honestly, I feel like gas station is like water. We need it to function. So I know it go up and it go high, it go low, but at the same time, like it's something we have to get. So it's like
you gotta have it. So you gotta pay whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I made a YouTube video. I made a YouTube video. I'll send it to you, but people can check it out. It's called "It's Expensive." Oh, being cheap can be expensive. So when I think about when I was younger in college and stuff, I would go to the cheapest mechanic, and the mechanic would fix it, but it'd break again in 3 days. So then I got to go to the real mechanic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's cheap. Being cheap can be expensive. So that's what I forgot the question was, but we were talking about. But that's something I'm trying to avoid.
Oh yeah, that's right. Gotta save where you can, but you also got to be smart about it.
Yeah. So we was talking about the gas prices. So me thinking driving around an extra 10 miles to get cheaper gas, to me, is not worth it. Right.
Yeah, I hear people saying, man, I drove, I'm like, hey, if I need gas and I need it right now, I'm gonna go to the nearest gas station.
Yeah. But that's just, I think people should start, it's a distraction, because if you could, all right, I'm gonna go find the cheapest gas, I'm gonna go coupon. But if you put that attention to whatever bring you the most return on your time, just imagine, you can know it. Do you even mow your yards? Do you mow the yards?
I do. Let me put it this way. Last several years, I was paying, and this year, this past summer, I started back cutting myself, for a couple of reasons. It's always good to say, but I like to exercise. I had fun getting out there and just cutting it. I get out there and knock it out in about an hour. That's cutting and weed eating, edge and all that stuff. And I enjoy it, kind of get your mind off things.
All right, so you cutting for a different reason. You're not cutting to save money. You cutting because it's relaxing.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, so that's different. But that's like a thing that if say you really good at something and you mow your yard, during that time you could be, to me, it seemed like you could be more productive doing what you do best,
That's right. Now on the vacant houses, things like that, I hire it out. I don't cut any, the rental houses or things like that. I hire it out, and I just cut my own yard.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Your rental properties. So you don't.
I'm sorry. No. I let somebody else cut that.
Yeah. See, when I first started, I'm like, I'm finna cut all my yards on Thursday. You know what I mean? Man, that lasted for about a year or two. Me going back and forth, weed eater breaking, lawnmower breaking.
Yeah,
it was expensive. For me being cheap, it was actually more expensive.
That's right, because hey, time's money, and you, like I said, your time is spent better elsewhere. Finding the houses, get things done that way.
Yeah. Oh, so what's your natural gift in life? Like you just don't have to work hard at it, but you're pretty decent at doing this.
That's a good question.
It's like your God-given gift. Like you didn't really ever practice at it that much, but you just always been pretty swift at that.
Yeah, I guess I'm a dependable person, if that makes it. People. I've always been one. If somebody needs some help or even just to talk to, things like that, I've always been there. For somebody. I guess maybe that's one I could say, dependable.
That's a heavy load.
Yeah, it can be. It can be.
Because if you very dependable, everybody depending on you, and that could be a heavy load. you know?
Yeah. That's
but
right.
it's also, that's a strong, like, that's a solid tree, you know?
That's the way I look, I look at it. I try to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a
All
good question.
So like right now, like currently, what type of deals are you like catching your eye? What you looking for? Like multifamily, single family, flips, rentals?
Single family right now, and flip and rentals. In fact, I got on the line looking this afternoon, and I come across something, and you know how nothing lasts long. So I saw it, and I told my office man, I'll be back in a little bit. I got to go check this house out. It was a little 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it was one that I was looking at it. If I liked it good enough, it might be a flip or a rental. But so I took off at it, but it just wasn't, when I got there looking at the location and everything, it just wasn't the best that I wanted. But that's the way I do. I just try to jump on them quick as I can. So flips and rentals right now.
Okay. I really want to do this right now because this could be interesting. All right, so we're gonna pull this property up and we're gonna walk through how it was a deal. So this is the property he was just talking about that he went and ran out the house to look at. But all right,
Yeah.
So 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $111,000, 1,500 square feet. So right off the bat, what caught your attention, like to you, that made you say dig deeper?
I like it being a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for 2 reasons. Because if you want to flip that, you definitely you're going to get naturally more for that 3rd bedroom and that 2nd bathroom. And then 2, if you use it for rental, same thing. I mean, around here for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, I can get anywhere from $900 to $1,000, for rent on that. And then if, sell it, hey, depending on what you get, I mean, you could possibly sell that for, $220 or something, maybe even more, just depends. But, depending on what you have to do to it, but it could be some good money made either way.
Right.
And
so 3-bed, I mean, $111,000, $900 a month is a decent deal. Say it was $111,000, it rent for $900 already, and would you consider that cash flow decent for that?
Well, not for that. For rental, I couldn't. It'd be hard to justify buying that for rental. But if you could get it on down and get it for a good price, and it might be something worth. But what originally caught my eye is for a flip, not so much for rental on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So people, when you he already looked. The square footage was 1,500 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath at $100,000, 111. That's like almost that. Even where I'm at, that's a home run deal.
Yeah, it is. So
to be honest with you,
like I said, I jumped right up and went and took a look at it, and it's actually a pretty good house, and it's right off 15th Street in our town. Is one of our busiest streets. It's we're a college town here, so the university is right around it. In fact, we've had some rental houses a street or 2 over from there, and it's a good area for rental. And I don't know as far as flipping. It's not a lot going on right there. Usually people are buying and holding, so that's one reason when I got there, I kind of said I can't really do it for rental, and I'm kind of iffy on flipping. But sometimes you just don't know. You just got to do it and hope for the best.
So, but at the same time, the number one thing, I know why you didn't buy it. The neighborhood wasn't the best, right?
Yeah, that's
right.
So
people can realize the neighborhood can make or break a deal instantly, because you see the house look good, but if you go there and there's a lot of activity, it totally kills the deal.
That's the way it was. If it was a street or 2 over, it would probably been good, but just on this, starts getting a little rougher. But that's the way it goes. Sometimes you don't know until you get out there and look at it.
Right. What is something you do every day? Like, you got to do this, be successful, or just something you do every day?
As far as business wise, or just
in general?
In general,
yeah.
I like to start out the morning definitely with a little quiet time. As far as I like to, I read a daily Bible verse, and I get a good prayer in. So I got to start my morning with talking to God. That's got to start that, and then I have to see definitely before I leave out, I have to kiss my little girls and my wife bye. And then I enjoy good gym time. I like to get that in too, because I'm a firm believer in that gym because it helps me out physically and mentally.
Dang, that's like a power breakfast morning. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
Pray,
yeah, man.
gym, get the family. Boom. If you do all that before like 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
the world is
Well,
yours.
that's right. Well, the gym time, I usually go on my lunch to get that in. So that's about in the middle of the day. So it helps me get through the rest, you know.
Yeah. And that's one of the things, since I don't work like my normal job no more, you actually structure your day to your best, uses of time. So like say
Right.
you like to work out, like you said, you like to work out at midday. Me, I like to work out in the morning, So
Oh, yeah.
I try to ride a bike a couple miles every morning. And that's something like
Right.
if you have a regular job, you can't, like you might have to
No.
work 8 to 5, so you got to work out at 7 at night.
Exactly.
So like
Yeah.
even me doing work, I don't even do work after like 3 o'clock. Nothing real strenuous, like
Sure.
mental, because I'm like a sprinter from like maybe like 9 to 2, 9 to 3.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then after that, it's like breakdown.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
But I learned it. Yeah, I learned myself. But I think some people are night owls, so they best hour might be 10 o'clock at night when the kids go to sleep till 2 in the morning. But I think people should be able to work doing their best, hours.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Yes, you have to, especially, you got little kids. Do you got kids?
Yeah, I got a son, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, time you get home, like I got 2 girls and one's 7, one's 3. So as soon as I get home, it's like, they won't want my attention, it's all on then, and you don't really get any rest until they go to bed. And by then I'm tired, that's usually about 8 o'clock when they go to bed. So, I try to go to sleep by about 10. I was staying up too late there for a while, but you try to fit some things in after that. It gets a little tough. You start getting a little tired, things like that.
How do you balance that? Like, say you walk in the house, you got your daughters, they want your attention, your phone ringing, a deal come up, or somebody, you trying to sell a house. How do you balance, like, all right, I just got home, but this guy calling want to see this house, or I'm trying to buy this house. How do you balance the work and the kids need your attention when you go home?
Just try to do the best you can. Like I've said, I grew up in the business, so it was part of my life being, on job sites or hearing my dad talk business. And that's kind of like the way they are. Usually if my phone rings, and I'll just try to get them to, daddy's on the phone, or I'll walk to the next room and just, I just say, hey, I'm sorry, I got 2 little ones. And most people understand.
Right.
And then if I have to go, check a house out, things like that, they're just used to it. But as far as that goes about getting home, I try to have, my energy and mind on them. But if something comes up, they totally understand.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue, was being home, but not actually home. So I'd
Right.
be home with my, wife and son, but I'm there physically, but mentally in my head thinking about other stuff. So it's like, I tried it like from 4 o'clock to probably 8 o'clock. I try to be present. You know what I mean?
Sure. Oh yeah. That's the way I try to be. That's right.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah. Because they grow up fast. I always heard the old saying, the days are long, but the years are short. And once you got kids, you really realize it. So I try to put in as much time as I can possible.
Right. So if, say God was to whisper in your ear, like, this is your purpose. Like, what would he say? Like, I want you to do this while you're here on earth.
It would be, I guess, being a light, I guess you could say, for him and just for everybody. I like to, when people see me, I like them to think, man, he, he's somebody I'd want to be around, good, if that makes sense. If that's what you're, best way I could say that, a good light to be around, somebody good to be around,
But I mean, what you think, what he wants you to do?
Oh, I guess to me, I think that's what I'm doing now. I think he put me on this earth to be in the business I am, have the family I am, and just be the best person I can be,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question. That's another hard question, That's when you got to think about it. Man, you're good at these questions here. Some good
Hey, look,
questions.
I got a little history. I've been doing this for a while, but
yeah, you're doing good.
It's like for the longest, like I discovered my purpose probably at 27, Yeah, I was a mailman for a long time, for like 5 years. And then I realized I was in the mail truck and I realized I had to give, like, real estate was my purpose. People always call me about real estate questions. Like, so I tell people one thing to figure out what you're good at, track your phone calls. So like, they say tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, you wake up and when people call you, just write down what they asked you for. So at the end of that day, just see, oh, this person called about, they want some barbecue sauce. Oh, this person called, hey, how you make the barbecue sauce? Oh, crap. I'm over here, going to my job, but I got 4 calls on how to make barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Don't you think she'd be making barbecue sauce all day? You know?
Yeah.
But
and I noticed you doing that, making barbecue sauce down. Seems like.
Yeah. My dad do that. Like, but that's like,
okay.
Instead of trying to think of so many business, just think about like, because everybody already loved my dad barbecue sauce. Like, but we never thought maybe we could bottle it up.
Yeah.
Now we bottle it up. It's in stores. It's selling. You know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, but I start like all kind of business that fell. You know. But it's like the thing that's right there that you don't realize, like, you know what I mean? That's the easiest way to start. Like just tracking phone calls, because you can discover your purpose. Like people always call you for relationship questions. Or like, say somebody do that. Oh, dang, everybody always want my opinion on relationships. Maybe I should start helping other people in relationships. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess if you're going by phone calls, it'd be, I guess I'm doing what I'm meant to be, because it seems like everybody just calls me about the business stuff.
That's what I'm saying. So that's how you know you're doing the right thing. But if you wasn't, you can feel it. Or if you
that's
did,
right.
I want, like, the thing is, I want everybody that I like encounter to die, but they was living their purpose, not just doing so. Like today we went to Bojangles and everybody in there was just dysfunctional. And everybody working there just because they gotta have a job. They not working there because they truly want to love it. And if we can get everybody where they actually gifted and love, it'll be a lot easier place to work. Because even when I worked at I was mailman, I was probably like, my friend, they were like, George, you wasn't the same. I'm like, what you mean? He just like, you look like you were like just defeated. I'm like, what? You never say that? But it was like, it's a different light shine on you when you in your field,
Absolutely. That goes back to, another old saying, my dad, I think he had more sayings than anybody ever known, but he would say, going back, like you were saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Yeah. Because you get up, and that's the way I feel. I get up in the morning. I love what I'm doing. It's a joy to get up. I'm excited to get up in the morning to go do what I do.
Yes, and that's like the best feeling. So like I'll be trying to tell other people to do it, but it's always go back to like whatever you're doing, you love doing, you don't get paid for it. So like even podcasts, I've been doing podcasts for I don't know how long, you know what I mean? But it ain't nothing I really get paid for. It's just like it's something I love to do, and I don't, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I can just do it.
That's right. And like every day, something different. That's what I like. It's, you're doing something new every day. It's not like going in doing the same thing every day, just day in, day out. It's something new and something fun every day. You got to, something challenging. It could be something, hands-on. It could be mental. I mean, just so much stuff. It's a great business to be in.
Right. So what's in the next 90 days, something like on the back of your mind that you like, hey, I want to accomplish this. I want to accomplish this. Or this year, like I want to accomplish this, or this.
Yeah. I'd love to get about 3 more flips going, get them done and sold, and then buy a few more pieces of rental property. I definitely will do that. And who knows? We were talking trips earlier. I'd like to go to some places, and I got, I'd love to go to New York. I'd love to go to California, places like that, just the United States. I'm not even talking outside. It's just, sometimes it's hard to just make time to go do something, like that. But
it was somebody we met. Oh, I met a builder yesterday. And that's the craziest thing about traveling. You meet crazy, weirdest people. So I met a guy, it was a lady and a guy, and he was a builder. And he was like, man, I'm booked out. He lived upstate New York. And he was like, he's booked out for 2 years, building houses. I'm like, geez. And he was like, he's out. He was like, yeah, we just traveling. We're supposed to be in Florida. We over here in Tennessee. I'm like, dang. He said, I'll be back in 2 weeks. Like, that's what you're saying. Like, you want to be able to have your business for fully, like, keep on going, and you just over here on vacation.
Yeah, it's hard for me to just take a week off. Just say, people say I'm going out of town for a week. I just don't get to do that. We take long weekends, things like that. But just to take a full week off, sometimes it gets a little tough. And it's just, I don't know if it's just my mindset or what, that thinking, hey, I can't shake loose and do it. But it's just I got to make time for it. Especially I'm gonna be in June married 15 years. And my wife, she's wanting to go do something. That's at 15's a big number. So we got to do something.
Man, you got to do something. You should go to Hawaii. You been to Hawaii?
We actually, that's where we went on our honeymoon. So that'd be, neat to go back 15 years later.
Hawaii was like, we went there for our honeymoon too. That was like, I got to go back. That place is nice.
Yeah. It's real nice over there. I like that. It's a different flow. I mean, everybody just takes their time, easy going, no hurry to get anywhere,
Yeah, so that it's like weird because I was like, man, when I came back, I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to explain it to people because it's somewhere you gotta be. You can't just just don't do justice,
No, not at all. Not at all. That's right.
So, all right, like reflecting on your dad, what is something you think he would want the world to know? Like, because evidently, to the people out there, he was, he talked about real estate, but what's something you think he really wanted people to know?
It's about him?
No, just in general, like what type of people we need the people to be in the world to make the world a better or best place. Like what type of people?
Most people that know him knew how much he liked to help people. And I think that's in something he would like to instill in people, being helpful to others. And, our faith is a big part of us, and we'd like to be a big witness for God, and like I was saying earlier, shine that light where people say, hey, I'd like to be like him. And, what's he got that I don't have? And that'd be, by sharing that, if that makes any sense, just being a bright light. That's what he wanted to be, just a helpful, good person.
What do you mean bright light, shine light on what?
For God. I mean, just being a bright light for God, being a good witness, good person, that kind of thing. Cause, we're on this world, and I don't want to start praying, but, we want to win people to God, and everything going on right now makes it, we want to get out there and do it even more. Cause this world it's getting worse, and we're only on this world for a short time.
Yeah. So, it is. And
you got to make the most of it, I guess you could say.
Nah, it's wicked times right now, man, with all the stuff going on. So I think what's happening is the people that need to be in position are kind of like not in position, because you got people raising their hand to be in position, like, hey, look at me, I'm the person who follow, I'm the person who know everything. And the person over here that's like just solidly moving, that's the person we really need to be following, That's
right, exactly.
I see it so many times, like the leader is over there in the corner, and then the person who's leading is not even really the leader.
No, that's right. I'm trying to think of what I'm trying, the word to say, what the easiest and best way to say it, but just show by action. That's what I'm trying to say. Live by, be the one doing it, not be the one saying it.
Mm-hmm. Man, and then I want people, one thing to take away. I asked you earlier, what's something you have to do every day? Like, even me, like, but I think since the new year, I try to pray every morning before I even look at my phone for like at least 5 to 10 minutes. Not just 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I'm talking about 5. Because think about the whole day, you got 24 hours. I don't know how much that is in a minute, but I be telling people, just pray for 10 minutes sometimes when you first wake up. And they be like, 10 minutes? That's a long time. And I'm like, I know it's a long time, but listen, it worked.
It works, man. Just talk to him like you talk to me and you talking,
Yes.
It makes for a better day.
So now I'm in the stage where I'm like, all right, I can't really just keep telling people to do this. I gotta just like keep on, all right, let him shine through me, and then they be like, oh, what's wrong with him? I'm like, I told you a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right.
I like that. So I ain't gotta beg people. I'm gonna just show you through action.
Yeah, live back. Hey, I'm doing this.
Yeah, man, right. It's real. It's
let
real.
action show.
Yeah, because like even how me and Dad connected, like it was like he was in my life, like boom, but he was gone. So it was like, but in them little time, it felt like I knew him for like 10 years. I only probably knew him for like a year or two.
Yeah.
So it was like, dang, some people can be somewhere for 5 minutes and it feel like they were there for an hour. That is a really strong impression, you know?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
So what I was I don't know if you know a lot of like real estate investors, like you know the famous popular ones. Which one do you think your dad was most likely to like watch or be like, oh, I like how he do his business or something like that? Because he never really.
Yeah. He liked, several different ones. I know a lot of people, the Donald not political out the door, but he had several of the Donald Trump books he liked to do because how Donald he lost things and then come back, and Dad had a little bit of that. And Robert Kiyosaki, he had some. In fact, the first real estate book I ever read was Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. My dad gave me that book and highlighted stuff to read. So he just there were several of them. He stopped kind of reading a lot of real estate books here the last couple of years, but he's got tons of them. Like his little office at his house is just loaded with real estate books that he's read over the years, and he tries to pick just even if he gets one little piece out of all of them, is worth it. So I don't know which one would be his favorite because he's got a world of them that he's read over the years.
Right. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. All right. So what's something you're doing to keep like, all right, I'm doing this in honor of my dad. Like, I'm going to do this. I like how you said, help people. That's one of the things I think I can do more of, but kind of like, if I want to say my purpose, I like to see other people be successful,
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And I've got some buddies that are starting to get in the business, kind of like talking, you're doing another job beforehand. Well,
right.
They come, they're asking, is it too late? I'm just like, no, man, it's never too late to get in the real estate business. Never. And
it's
so
not.
they within the past year, they're doing a little flipping, and now they want to buy some rental property. And my phone's always on for them to, because there's enough houses out there for everybody. That's the way I look at it. And so more people, like you said, it help them be successful. I'm all for it,
Yeah. So I got to try to help more people be successful. That's what I'm going to try to do this year.
Yeah, man, that's great.
Yeah. So, all right, these are like the final 5 questions or 6 questions that just first thing come to your mind, that is what it is. All right, if you could spend a day with the person, who would it be? Like somebody, mentor or whatever.
Yeah. Man, you keep having some good questions, buddy. I tell you. Man, I don't know. I tell you, I do know. Sylvester Stallone would probably be.
Sylvester Stallone, that's a first.
Yeah. And naturally my dad. I'd love to have one more day with my dad. So I could definitely tell you that for sure. One more day with my dad. It'd be awesome. But that's a given for sure. My dad
right.
And hey,
let's Sylvester Stallone.
Let's say two people, Dad and Sylvester Stallone. How about that?
Yeah, that's good. But why Sylvester Stallone? What's good about him? What?
Man, that would be just one instant because he's done it all. He's had success from coming from nothing to what he is now, and just a lot of life experience. I've just always been a Stallone fan. I've never thought about that, but he put me on the spot, so I have to say Sylvester Stallone because you could probably learn a lot from him because he dabbles in a little bit of everything.
All right.
Him and Schwarzenegger.
If you see this, somebody knows Sylvester Stallone, make them reach out.
Yeah, man, that's my favorite movie of all time, Rocky.
Yeah. Oh man, that is interesting though.
You didn't expect that to come, did you? Thought I was going to say something real.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Grant Cardone or something.
Yeah. Hey, I lived the best life for the best real estate man ever, and my dad. So.
Hey, that's real talk.
Yeah. So.
All right. What would be your spirit animal? An animal that if you think reminds you of yourself?
Man, you keep coming with them questions. Hey, I like a lion. Let's say a lion because they go after it, and they just, they're just cool animals.
Right. I got you. Okay. Favorite book in general?
Favorite book? I'd say Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've read that several times. I don't think you can read that too many times. And each time you read it, you learn something new.
Yeah, I need to reread it. All right. If you had a loudspeaker and you could say this to the world to help people be more successful, what would you say?
Hey, just do, like the Nike thing, just do it. You know, you have people they don't want to, they keep looking at this house, you know, just do it. Go buy it. You know, don't overanalyze, don't overthink it. Just do it.
Yeah. You know what I realized? This is crazy because just think about this. If you had a business and every time the customer called you, instead of saying no, you could always say yes. That's like, if anybody trying to start a business, that's your number one first goal. If a customer call you in your field, you want to be able to say yes, you can do it. Instead of, because you know what I always do too? I talk to my friends about their supervisors and bosses to get like their characteristics and personality. And one of my friends, he said the owner never say no. Like you can say, hey, I need an airplane to be here at 4:45 with a tiny house on top of it. And he'll figure out how to do it, but he just charged the customer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of times I say no real quick if it sounds like it's going to be a headache.
You're right. Hey, I think we're all guilty of that, man. Yeah. I think so.
But just for anybody who like trying to start a business, try to figure out the number one thing, because I have a moving business too. People always ask to move pool tables. And it's like, I always say no. But if I could just learn how to move a pool table, that's like,
them pool tables and pianos. That's just a tough thing.
There are the two things people always call about. And I'm like, nope. Yeah. But if I can get the muscle to say yes, because I lost real estate deals because I didn't have the muscle to fix that. And I just turned it down because I was weak. You know what I mean? But if you get strong enough, and it's not like the money or nothing, you just got to get strong enough mentally.
Yep, that's right. Oh yeah. I like that. All
right. So the old American dream is, people go to school, get a job, work there for 30, 40 years, and they barely even like the job. And then they retire to enjoy life. What is your version of the American dream?
I'm in the type, because I didn't go to college. I went to got my car certificate after high school. It was kind of like trade school type thing. Did that for a little while. So I'm a firm believer. You can make your success. You don't have to have all the education. You can make it. Whether it be through real estate. That's but you can go out there and work hard and do it and make it without having. So I think that's it.
Yeah, you don't need a whole bunch. You just need YouTube.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is pretty smart. YouTube,
there's so many people out there. You can learn so much from just getting online. Exactly like you said, YouTube. I mean, there's so many guys out there. If it's whatever you want, like for us, we probably watch a lot of real estate stuff. I know I do. I got several people I like to watch, and I mean, it's something for everything you want to know on YouTube.
What's some of your people you like to touch? You like the way they do real estate?
Let's see. I like watching, of course, George Gibson. You got to watch him. But Mark McMahon's good. Real Estate Old School. I like Chandler David Smith. He's one that's got some good stuff on there. I know I'll be leaving some people out. Ryan Pineda. I like watching some of his stuff. There's several of them. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Just a lot of them. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Your dad, real estate, remind me of Ben Mala, real estate type family. You know Ben Mala?
Yeah, I do. Dad showed me some of his stuff back. Yeah, he's a character.
Yeah, he's a character. So and he keep everything family origin. It's tight. Everybody got a job.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, man. So let the people know if they want to reach out to you. Find out more information. How can they reach you?
Yeah, my Instagram's JacobJarman89. And I'll occasionally get on my JacobJarman89, and I'll occasionally get on my dad's stuff. In fact, we just did that live, me and Mark McMahon, so a few weeks ago. But I'm gonna try to do some more stuff on his because Dad always wanted to keep that thing going. We're gonna keep his channel live, So you can still go on there and watch all his videos.
When he came on my podcast, he had like less than 500. I had like 500 followers. He probably had less than that. And then next thing you know, it's just going 10,000, 13,000, 15,000. I'm like, He like, George, I can't respond to all the messages. I'm trying to respond to everybody. I'm like, man, Mr. Rick, you can't respond to everybody. People trying to scam them, everything. I'm like, that's a scam. That's a scam.
Yeah, and he didn't even know what Instagram was long at all before he got on it.
But that's how you know God is real, because like God, like, all right, I'm gonna give y'all this guy just for a year, 2 years he's been on it, and then boom, you know, it's like, but
he had a lot of good stuff. Hey, I still go back and watch, for a couple reasons. I like going back just to see him and hear him speak, and then I'm still getting stuff from him. He's got a lot of jewels, they could say on there, a lot of good information.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna start doing? Because he used to always be like, George, I talked about that in the video. Go watch this video. Because I be like, cause at that time I was just getting real estate. So I'm like, hey, Mr. Rick, what do you think? I mean, what should I do? What should I do? He was like, I just made a video on that. The tenants, they need to pay for their own, I'm like,
yeah, that's right, man. He'd say, I got video for everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't go watch the videos. I wouldn't go watch the videos. I'm like, I'm just gonna hit him with the message. But yeah, I'm gonna start, you know what? I'm gonna start going back. I'm gonna start from the bottom. I just watch the video every day. Like, just because, like you said, if I could take one little thing out of a video, it's like, definitely, you're going to take a bunch out of this because it's the real,
Oh, yeah. It's good stuff in there.
Yes. All right, man. Thanks for coming on the show. This is Old School Real Estate Part 2. Jacob Jarman.
I like it. Hey, thank you, George. I enjoyed it, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Well, don't keep putting off buying that first piece of rental property. This is Rick Jarman, Real Estate Investing Old School. We all were nervous on that first piece of property, but the best time to buy a piece of property is when you can buy it. Get started now. We got a great economy. It's kind of like in a book I read years ago. There was a quote that said, "The journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step." Same way with your rental career. You got to buy that first house to get started. Nobody started out with a bunch of houses, apartments. Everybody starts with that first purchase. So don't keep putting it off. Get started. And have a good day. Well, don't keep putting off buying that.